And we should be connected any moment now. Maybe 30-second delay. There we are. Kind of. Sort of. Yes, there we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legends of Grayskull. Shawn and I are in the middle of recording episode 90 right now. So, 90. We are getting there. You actually just made me think of something I should probably check, because I bet nobody can hear you now because I didn't change that.
Oh, yeah, that happened last time.
Yeah. Okay.
Manny gave us crap about that. That's right.
All right. Hopefully they'll be able to hear you now. If not...
Okay.
Oh, well. We'll see if anyone jumps in. We did not announce we were doing this. We just, we're in the middle of recording an episode, and we figured, why not? I'm going to save this one for a minute, because I'm hoping somebody might pop in. But I will do this. I got this in the mail here, all the way from over the pond.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks to Pride of Grayskull jumped on in. What's up, buddy? Thanks for popping on our Unannounced Live. But Wayne Robert Scott over in the Motu Evolution groups, he had a buddy of his make up these Masters of the Universe pillows out of...
That's fun.
Yeah, they... I think it was either like a bed sheet or window curtains or something. He made a bunch of these pillows out of just some great kind of different art and everything. Some great Skeletor down there. Orko, Beastman, He-Man. A little bit of Battle Cat there. Ram Man.
Nice.
Oh, there's even a little merman down there in the corner if I'm getting that on my screen.
Yeah.
As well as I want it to. So yeah. Pretty nice colors on here too, considering, you know, how like the bed sheets and stuff of the era usually had like weirdo colors on it. So that was pretty cool. And then he sent me his little Lil Wayne on his Night Stalker rocker horse. Thanks, Wayne.
Nice.
That was really nice of you for offering that up to the group. Let's see here. I never changed that picture, so that's hardly I did. Alright, and if you could, Pride, let us know if you can hear Shawn or not, because I know he has some trouble sometimes when
Can you hear me?
The lives. Now this one I actually threw to the side because I wanted to open it live, and it's been a while and I forgot about it. Don't you love when you do that sort of stuff?
It's like Christmas.
It is. So I found it the other day, and I'm like, all right, let's gonna get into this. Yeah, this actually came back in May 11th. It was,
oh my God!
It was delivered. So, but this is one of my more unhealthy addictions. As Shawn can.
I'm gonna go with animation cells.
It is animation cells. What up, JP Casto?
More of them.
And yeah, thanks for letting us know. Shawn is loud and clear. So as most people like to know, not only do I like to show off these cells, but I also like to try and make Shawn guess.
Yeah, that's right. We have to do the game, don't we?
We do have to do the game.
All right, we'll do the game. We'll do the game.
We will do the game. And I'd actually... Ooh, that's a nice one. Really? I got that? That was... Ooh, and I got that? Huh? I'd forgotten what I got.
That makes it even better.
Oh, I'll give you an easy one to start with.
Watch me lose.
One of my favorite characters.
Snout Spout.
By the way, Pride of Grayskull says, don't hate the game. That's right. Hate the player. And you're the player. So Shawn's
I hate myself enough for both of us. It's okay.
Shawn is going Snout Spout. Snout Spout is absolutely
correct. I
correct.
got it right off the... Nice.
Not the cell, but the drawing from...
nice.
Shoot! I the name of the episode is escaping me right now. It's the one where Glimmer, She-Ra, and Bo get shrunk, and Snout Spout's got to hose them down to make them get back to regular size. I feel really bad.
And we're talking She-Ra, so you know me and my knowledge of that is
yeah. Well, yeah, that's where he appeared. He came out too late, but yeah, so that's him and Glimmer, the drawing for that animation scene. So
nice,
very nice.
Your boy, right off the bat.
Pride guest. Cyclone, also a good guess, but nope, not this time. Okay. Next one, he appears in a lot of episodes.
He-Man.
See, it's easy tonight. What's up, Jesse Arnold? Stay tuned. Sorry. Yes, He-Man. And I do not remember.
That is cool.
Yeah, nice background, with the pose there.
Well, when you get a house, you can hang that out of the door of whatever room is the podcast room and say recording, keep out, and have it like He-Man's barring the door for you.
And I also like, obviously all that's great, but one of the big things for me is he actually has the sheath on his back, which I always loved the Filmation sheath, but a lot of times they didn't animate it, which drove me nuts. So that's kind of a neat little thing there too. And it does have the drawing, the pencil with it as well. So,
nice.
Jesse Arnold, welcome. Stay tuned. You are the one that I was hoping would pop up tonight. All right. So we got two here. We got an evil warrior and a heroic warrior. They were both featured in this episode. It is from an episode with a musical instrument.
Well, all right. Let's do Orko and Clawful.
God damn, Shawn is batting 1,000 tonight.
Did not expect that to be the right one.
Look at that. Look at that big ol' Clawful reaching in. That's when he's trying to find the Horn of Evil.
Yep.
And drawing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
nice.
Yeah. This one. That's. Oh, I'm gonna give you a pass on this one because there's no way you're gonna guess this. But it is a map from the Princess of Power series.
It's a map.
I'm a map. I'm a map. I'm a map. I'm a map.
Oh, I hate that. Boy, my kids, thanks so much.
I don't know.
Guys.
It's original background and just like it's just one of those cool pieces. That's like how often you see something like that come up.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Arnold says he'd have been here sooner if someone had mentioned this was happening. Sometimes we just like to do stuff. We can be spontaneous. And Scott Baker has shown up and says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Scott? We're just playing Shawn's favorite game where I buy cells and I make him guess who's on them before I reveal them. So far, he's gotten them all. He's gotten them all right. So
I have gotten a pass on the last one because it was a map, and then Matt had to sing the song, which brought back negative memories.
This one had. I'm probably gonna be too nice with my clues, but this one has two powerful people, one of which is in disguise. Somewhat.
Is it... No, wait. Two powerful people, one of them... I was thinking it was He-Man in the Horde Trooper getup, but that would have been Adora, I think. That wasn't... Oh my god, it was...
It is Adora along with He-Man in the Horde Trooper disguise. Absolutely.
Wow. Well, man, you're getting good ones this time around.
This was a very good batch.
Wow.
Absolutely. Special thanks to Chris and Ida over in Motu Evolution. Yeah, that's that. These are all keepers.
Mm-hmm.
For that last one, Jesse guessed Megatron and Kate Beckinsale. He obviously does not understand how the game works.
He knows my guessing strategy. Kate Beckinsale or Scarlett Johansson show up typically. So yeah.
Whoa. That's something completely different here. And the last thing I had here is a nice little box from Vitari Productions LLC. This came shortly before I left, but this one I definitely want to save. I got a shipping invoice. How about that? I got bubble wrap, which is now on the floor. And apparently Scott and Jesse have some sort of chat fetish thing. I don't know what's going on there. You two need a room. Yes, Jesse, it is from Legion Shop. First thing I got was this translucent demon, skull, horn, helmet, head. I don't know, but it looked really cool.
You could make a really interesting mythic Havoc staff with that thing, and it would look sweet.
Actually, yeah, because those stabs, you can fit a head on top of it, can't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
That could look really cool, or just some sort of. I was even thinking of sticking on a Hagnon body.
Yeah, you could stick it on Hagnon.
Yep. So, yeah, that one just caught my eye in the shop, and I'm like, okay, that's too cool not to get. And it's translucent, so I don't have to do anything with it, because I can't paint for shit. And then the others I got were... God, I feel like a dope dealer. Can I say that on YouTube?
Breaking Bad.
And then also, so I don't have to do any painting, I got the painted axolotl head and tail, which my sources inform me were touched by the magnificent fingers of none other than Jesse Arnold.
There you go.
Very cool. Very awesome in person. You did a really nice, I don't know what the word is, shimmery job on them. Lots of great detail that the camera's probably not going to pick up, but it's there. All the little fringes and flanges. Did you get to see any of these while they were at Jesse, Shawn?
No, because we've been sporadic and hanging out lately.
But yeah, really cool pieces, really well done. Now I just need a body to put them on.
Nice.
And the neck peg. Yes, those are awesome. Okay. Jesse. Pride of Grayskull wants to know our thoughts on the San Diego Comic-Con Motu exclusive. Did you see this today, Shawn?
Yeah, I actually on Instagram I saw the video of them showcasing it and everything.
Great packaging. It's the 40th anniversary He-Man, but with flocked loincloth and boots. And then it comes with, I'm just calling him 40th anniversary Skeletor, basically a Skeletor in the same vein as that He-Man. And then they come with die-cast weapons, a seemingly metal Grayskull warrior ring, and really cool packaging, and a reproduction of 2 mini-comics. He-Man and the Power Sword and King of Castle Grayskull, I want to say off the top of my head. I have not seen a price anywhere, though, and I looked for it. So, but those are going to be at the con on July 20th and on Mattel Creations July 22nd. What you think, Shawn?
I was impressed by what I saw. I'm still not deeply into the line the way that other people. I know Pride, especially, he and I talked on Instagram, and it's like Masterverse is the line that he is the most excited about because he wasn't in classics. So this
Right.
is his time to almost get like that classics sort of feeling to these figures.
Right.
And I like that they have it. I'm glad that they're honoring the 40th anniversary. But for me, anytime it's an exclusive, I almost just throw my hands up anymore because I've
Yeah.
tried and I failed many times when there's other things in the past. But I actually I like the fact that even Skeletor has a hinged jaw, so you can
Mhm.
manipulate his mouth if you want to. He can be open or closed mouth, which I
Other
know
than
that was a thing for me with Origins that was driving me crazy. So it's nice you have the option. It's at least.
and he Skeletor looks very classic-y in my opinion. I actually had to do a double take the first time I saw it because I thought it was the classic Skeletor at first, but then you can see that obvious knee joint. That's very much
Yep.
Masterverse.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he's very much in that vein. Um, to me, it's a classic Skeletor, uh, Masterversized. So they look
Mm-hmm.
great. I love the idea of the diecast weapons. Jesse's
Mm-hmm.
guessing 60 to 75. I think that's low just because of the die-cast weapons. Because
I was figuring 100 at the
I,
very
I was
least.
thinking 1 to honestly 150 is kind of my
Mm-hmm.
guessing range. Um, but they look great. It's not something I feel the need to grab just for the fact that we know He-Man's already coming out, and even with the Skeletor, they say in the text currently or something about like this is the only place you can currently get Skeletor. So
Mm-hmm.
that leads me to believe that Skeletor is coming, you know, in his own packaging, plastic weapons, and so like
Mm-hmm.
if I kind of the same thing. If I can grab that, I'd be cool. And they probably just stay in the box, honestly.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely. Same with me.
more display than anything else because I have the classics.
Mm-hmm.
Masterverse for me is a great thing for the characters I don't have for classics. Um, and then like the new Eternia stuff. Like I'm pretty much all in um, on the Masterverse line for different reasons. But this one, it's a con exclusive. We've already seen the One fiasco. Like I don't
Yeah.
have any faith in it, in actually getting it. So,
Here's the thing about the promo on that set though that amused me. And when they start the preview or the promo, I should say, for it, they go through here's all the iterations that we've seen. So you got vintage Skeletor, new adventure Skeletor, 2000X Skeletor, and what Revelation and all this stuff. And I'm like, ironic. There's no classics mentioned in any of this. It's all just the direct to the retailer stuff. They did not touch classics with a 10-foot pole. And it's like, it's two things to me. It's either they didn't want to go there because it was not you couldn't just go to the store and buy them because it was a subscription online deal, or they're really wanting to bury them at this point because Masterverse is all you're getting, and we don't want to talk about this anymore. It's the we don't talk about Bruno of Masters of the Universe.
I think for me it was because playing devil's advocate. I mean, obviously, I noticed that the classics wasn't there either, and Pride of Grayskull had actually called it out in the comments before you did too. Um, I guess to me, it's like because if you look for their CGI line,
Yeah, that's in there as well. Mm-hmm.
well, no, the Masterverse CGI is in there, not the
Yeah,
the actual CGI line.
true. Yeah.
So to me, it wasn't like they were doing every figure. It seemed like they were doing like every iteration. And classics and Masterverse are pretty much the same iteration. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I could see
Revelation,
that.
there's some tweaks to it. CGI is a lot different, but they didn't show both the CGI figures. You know,
Yeah.
vintage is 5 points of articulation. Like I don't think it's necessarily like to slight classic. Maybe I'm just looking at it too glass half full, but I don't think it was to slight
Well,
classics. But it's just like they're so in the same vein. They're both modern updates of that vintage figure, so it's
I
redundant. You know, because I
I
mean,
could see
we could
that.
have got where was Eternia Minis, He-Man. You know
Yeah,
where.
I the way I looked at it was more like I guess I saw it from okay, we started with vintage as kids, and it's like showing the progression, but it's also as you get older, you want the collector's editions of these versions. You
Right.
don't want the so in that way, I can understand why the 5 point articulation for CGI was off the table because that is for the next generation, like my kids now
Right.
and stuff. So it made sense in that way because they're trying to promote a collector's piece or whatever. But it's still like to me that would have also been a great thing to go, hey, collector's piece classics were those up until the new stuff they're putting out really. So
Yeah.
I just noticed it personally because there is still that my foot is still in that door. I am never gonna give them up, never gonna let them down.
No, no.
I'm gonna rick roll the hell out of classics until I die because I still think
And what?
it's one of the greatest things that they've ever done for
Oh,
Masters.
it
So
absolutely is.
mm.
JP or J Mac, welcome to the chat, buddy. How you been? Been a while. Stanley's Toy Channel, hello. Thanks for
Hi.
popping in. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, they're talking about last year. Scareglow was $30, 35, somewhere around there, yeah. And only $20 for the in-store version. Again, the die-cast weapons is what I think is gonna send that up. If we were
Yeah.
talking just exclusive packaging and the figures with the slight differences, then I would be around that 60, 75 range. But granted, it was a smaller run, but those what was it? Factory Entertainment that did the
Oh,
6 inch
the
scale,
yeah.
like
Yep.
staff of Ka and the power sword and the havoc
Yeah.
staff. Um, like those were like $50 a piece,
Hmm.
30, 50, somewhere around there. So, and you're talking like all the weapons are. See, you've got Skeletor's got the
Hmm.
havoc staff, his sword. He-Man's got his sword, shield, and
And
axe,
the battle axe. Yep.
plus the ring. Like just that alone. Um, that's the only reason I'm pushing that up over 100. Uh, Jesse says he got the classic Masterverse Tila yesterday, and he hasn't opened it yet because he hates Tila and Masters and everything about it. I may have added part of that. Stanley's Troy Channel says he's glad he finally caught us live. Uh, yes, it's rare because we don't go live too often
Yeah.
recently here. This was just kind of a spur of the moment thing, show off some stuff and chat for a minute. Who in the chat, just out of curiosity, who ended up getting the Mondo He-Man and/or She-Ra? I know I've got the He-Man coming my way. I could not justify the She-Ra as much as I wanted to, and I tried. Come back, focus. And
That's Mondo giving you crap.
it is. I've been giving Mondo. I've been tagging him. Screw you, Mondo. I'm tagging Mondo. I put it on their post. No, it's I don't get too upset about things in this line. You know me too much, but to put the She-Ra on pre-order 2 weeks after you do the He-Man, they're both $250 figures, and I completely think they're worth it. That is the price that these figures should be at. That is just too close together. You are just alienating your customers. They have never put them that close together. And I've wanted that She-Ra since her drawing was shown before. Is either before I know it was shown at PowerCon, but I think it was even before that too. Since I saw the
Hmm.
drawing, I wanted this She-Ra, and
Hmm.
I had to pass because of the timing. And it's It's absolutely ridiculous. There is no. You have to give people at least a month in between there. With all the stuff that's coming out, and Mondo is a niche specialty line. It's just absurd, and they I don't know. They need to be called to task for it. I'm not saying that anybody who could swing it, absolutely. I struggled the past 2 days because I wanted to, but just with me and my personal situation, there was no way I could justify it.
Yeah, for like I ended up jumping in on the deluxe He-Man, and that's the first Mondo
Mm-hmm.
figure I'm investing in for the first
Well
time.
worth it.
Um, and I'm excited. Like I talked to Jesse at his place a week or two back. And I'm like, I want it in my hands now. I have
Yep.
not felt that excited to have something until I got to do the pre-order for that. And the more I look at those photos, the more I'm just like, I cannot wait to just play with this figure. Like I want to put it in different poses. I want to, put the different armors
Yeah.
on them and all that stuff. I mean, that's exciting as hell. And it's like there have been people who have bought three of them so they could display them all the different ways. And I'm like, more power to you. I'm lucky I pulled off the one that I got,
No.
and I'm thrilled that I have that.
And I
So,
agree with you. That's one of
yeah,
the biggest things about the He-Man, and honestly, the She-Ra too has some not as many options as He-Man, but there's some options there too. Like I'm looking
yeah,
forward to
yeah.
actually changing it out, like refreshing. Yes, it costs a buttload, but I can actually still feel like I can play with it because I can change it up, I can
Mm-hmm.
refresh it, I can mix and match. Um, Scott Baker said he did grab both, but that may be the reason he passed on the San Diego Comic Con stuff. Awesome that you got that, Scott. Like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
would have loved to get the Shira. He says, especially with All Stars 5 Plus coming up.
Yep.
J Max says, yeah, those time frames suck, back to back heavy hitters. Um, Pride of Grayskull had to pass, too much money.
Mm-hmm.
JP Casto passed, too much money. Yeah, I mean, and that's why every time I said something to Mondo, I tagged him because I hope someone's actually reviewing that and knowing that I want to support your product, but that's just ridiculous. And what kills me is both of those are shipping in spring of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So it like Shira had to go on pre-order for 48 hours in July. Like you could not have bumped that to first week of August or even done a
Yeah.
month long pre-order. Okay, yeah, she's going on the 12th of July, but you have until August 1st. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're really telling me it had to be that tight to hit a spring of 2023 ship date.
Yeah.
Sorry, not buying it. Uh Jesse says All Stars 5 Plus is gonna be insane. And somebody was giddy. I don't know who though. And J Mac has got to get that. Well, he says three horsemen, but I assume he means a four horseman web store, and he loves it. Shawn, since J Mac brought it up, what do you think of those Motu tribute reveals for the upcoming Four Horsemen's Mythic Legions All Stars 5 Plus wave?
Well, a little preamble before this. With where I am right, you said your situation, you weren't able to get the
Yeah.
Shira, even though that was a must-have, and you had to leave it behind, unfortunately. And I'm like that right now in anything that comes out for the All-Star Wave, unfortunately, just based on how things are personally. So for me, I am all in when it comes to they got Romulus coming out, who's a figure I've wanted ever since I started like getting into the line, and the same with Azar, and
Yep.
everything else is off the table for me at this point. I was shocked that those were the characters they chose. I was shocked that Stratos and Webstore being the two, because everybody figured it was just going to be Beastman and Fisto this year. It's just that simple. And when I saw that, I'm no offense to
Yeah.
anybody who likes it. I was very underwhelmed by the fact that they picked Webstore. And I was doing this privately with Matt and Jesse earlier today, but I've seen customs that I think are more exciting than what they did with that, which made me just kind of go, oh. But this is the weird thing about it, and I'm not trying to be a naysayer or anything negative, but the line has enabled so many interesting points of view to create customs with figures, and there are people out there that they'll do customs like Emil Wickman. He does the Myth Vengers, and then he started doing it. I think he did one or two DC characters recently, and then you have other people like Eric Miller in the Cabal who he does customs. He's done Ninja Turtles. He also did a web store, and when I look at those get me more excited, and I would have been so much more excited to have that on my shelf than what they did. And there is this almost like weird, like the Horsemen aren't able to put these out as fast as the fans can come up with them. So now when I see what the Horsemen do versus what the fans are doing, it's almost like my head is exploding going, I love that they're giving us this. It's not like I hate what happened, but there is that feeling of, but I saw a version I like a year ago at Legion's Con that I would have given good money for versus the one that we're going to get as here's the Motu tribute figure this year. So anybody who wants to see it, go in. If you're a member of the Cabal, Eric Miller, he's a really, really good customizer. Give him some love on there because he's come up with some amazing, fun customs of different brands that he didn't think Legion's versions of.
I guess that's the interesting thing, and that's where we diverge past on these PowerCon debut tribute figures. You like them like spot on the nose, like, oh, that is Web Store, that is Stratos. It's not necessarily those characters, but like, especially looking at that Web Store custom, you like you want them like really like that is that character. Whereas the ones that I gravitate towards are the ones where I'm like, oh, he looks cool, and like he's reminiscent of this character. Like I like Kairos and Purplor, but I don't display them with the cat heads. I wanted them for the alternate
The orc heads.
Orc heads. You
Yeah.
know, my Mephitor, I have him displayed with the Black Goblin head. You know, so, and then like the ones that I don't, you're gonna blaspheme me, but Adamon, Keltis, Melina, I don't care about. I don't have them. I have no desire to have them because they're too they're too on the nose for me. You know, in like Unkin, that is literally just an orc in Man-at-Arms armor. Like that's
Yeah.
okay. This web store, I forget his name. It's really oddly Greek spelled, so lots of weird consonants. But anywho, the web store tribute, like the idea of taking a skeleton, painting him like web store, giving him 4 skeleton arms on the back, like that's just cool. I was actually disappointed because I assumed he was going to come with a skeleton head, and he actually doesn't. He's got two heads, but he's got the helmet,
helmeted elf one, yeah,
right, and then the
vampire head.
The vampire head, yes, thank you. I couldn't think of it, but yes. So I'm actually probably going to look into getting a custom blue skull head because that's what I envisioned was a 6-armed skeleton.
Now, see, I like that though. I like that.
Right,
idea
that's what I'm
for
saying.
What you're thinking. No, see, here's the thing. I don't need them to be spot on. I don't need that. It's like the fun of this for me is you can do. It's almost like Mondo, where Mondo has this is our He-Man. Even though many people hated the head sculpt on that thing, it's our He-Man. Here's our Skeletor, and they've done that with what they've created so far. With, in my opinion, Man-at-Arms being definitely an awesome one, and then Merman also being pretty darn cool too. But they took their own spin on it, and I don't mind that they did that. I think my issue, especially like the Stratos one, I think is actually a really cool Stratos. If Stratos would have looked like that in Masters, I would have been a fan of him ever since I was a kid.
I feel
I've
like
never been a Stratos guy.
Xenothon. I feel like he is a cross between Stratos and the Birdman from Flash Gordon.
And I could understand that. And there is that vibe even with Stratos because of the time period that all this was being created, where there was something in the water that they probably did nod a little bit back and forth here and there. But I think for me, at least on the web store tribute, it's that 2.0 buck. I've just not been a fan of that at all. I don't like that. For me, Mythic Legions is I love the skeletons and they make sense to be slender. I like orcs, I like demons, and I like the barbarians.
Yeah.
And so all of the ones that I like are more masters-esque. And even like Mephitor. Okay, he's a goblin. I have him with the stinkor head on him though, because I kind of dig that it's almost like a bridge between Otifice 2000X and when he becomes Stinkor. It's almost like here's this middle version of him right there. Doesn't bother me.
Right.
But when it comes to the web store one, I like that they gave him the extra appendages because when 2000X and Classics did that with the appendages on his back, I love that. But he just looks so slight compared to all the other options that we've had with the tributes to this point. And those are figures that for me, like I don't get the elves. I'm not interested in getting any of those personally. So it's like I was more underwhelmed by the choice of, so this is the buck that you have for this. And I get why they would do it. It is that whole it's the feeling of it looking more inhuman looking and like a little more slender and all that and stuff. But I don't know. I kind of it did not wow me. And what surprised me is on the Cabal today, there was somebody that was asking, which is your least favorite figure? And out of anybody, Nikki Nicole Cheney, who's a big customizer, big painter, she's got amazing talent, great following and all that too. She listed that as her least favorite Legions figure out of everything.
Really?
And I was like, wow. And I actually responded. I go, you know what? I was pretty underwhelmed myself by that one too. But Stratos, I thought they knocked it out of the park and made him look badass.
Right.
So, but I am sticking to the two that I can do right now, which is the Romulus and Azar. So yeah.
Apparently, your boy did a Frankenberry. People are saying his Frankenberry is great. Scott Baker says he displays his Corona with the black helmet, Dorina with the elf head, and the Keltis is displayed with the blue head. Jesse says that Legion Shop is going to resize their Spider Skull for that torso, so that could be a good option. And Jesse also says that Shawn likes his toys thick with the two C's. Yes.
Yeah. I need the milkshake.
Yeah. All the boys in the yard.
I need it. Bring it.
And Stanley's Toy Channel says he likes the helmeted head better. So, yeah, I think, obviously I got to get Azar. I've got to get, who is the other one?
Ilgar.
Ilgar. Yep. I voted for both of them, so
yeah,
I just couldn't think of his name. And then, I'm probably going to get Xenothon and not Web Store. So
whatever his name is, which actually Legion's cast, they let Travis try to do that one, and boy did that went over.
Yeah, okay.
In a very Travis-esque way.
Okatokis or something.
Okatoa.
I'm sure it means
Kenobi.
something. They're usually really good about how they name their characters.
Yeah. It shows how smart they are, because I've been like, not Web Store, not Stratos, right. Boom, I'm done, Wing guy, spider dude, boom, done, So
absolutely. So we're looking forward to what's next. Should be a fun con, and I guess we're gonna sign off. We're gonna get back to the actual episode. Make sure you check it out. It'll be dropping probably over the weekend. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that button below, like, share, subscribe, all that. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in with our random drop in live. So appreciate it, guys. We're gonna
Definitely.
try and do a bit more of this. Maybe schedule it. Maybe just jump on randomly. Crisco Kid 4, thanks for coming in. Did you miss anything? Yes, you missed all of it. So go replay it right now because we are
Yeah.
about to sign off. We opened some stuff, we talked
Sorry.
about some stuff, and now we're going to go finish recording episode 90 that will drop this
Yep.
weekend. Thanks, everybody, and until next